Are you feeling overwhelmingly stressed to the point of experiencing symptoms out of the norm? Well, you may be on the verge of having a nervous breakdown. Prolonged stress is bound to reach a breaking point sooner or later, but knowing the signs can help you avoid them altogether. Welcome back, Psychos. Today we'll be discussing 7 signs you're having a nervous breakdown. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel, as well as click the notification bell so that you never miss a video. Number 1. You can't eat or can't stop eating. Do you find yourself reaching for that extra snack before bed? Or maybe you've been skipping meals throughout the day because of lack of appetite? Well, sudden or prolonged changes in eating pattern is a sure clue that something isn't going right with your mental or emotional well-being. The gut is known to be our second brain, and this connection is responsible for the physical symptoms we feel for psychological processes such as butterflies in our stomach when we're excited. When it comes to stress, our brains release hormones, including adrenaline, in order to energize the muscles in case of a fight-or-flight response. The adrenaline reduces our appetite for means of survival, and then once the adrenaline wears off, the cortisol released in its place signals the body to replenish the expected loss of energy, aka binge on your favorite comfort food. In other words, stress causes our brains to misfire eating signals as a survival mechanism for your mind and body being in constant defense mode. Number 2. You have sudden stomach issues. The stomach issues don't end with wacky hunger cues. In fact, the brain-gut connection drives much deeper than hunger. Any type of sudden stomach issue can be a clear physical manifestation of mental distress. Unexplained cramping, abdominal pain, constipation, bloating, and gas is usually diagnosed as IBS, short for irritable bowel syndrome. The thing with being diagnosed with IBS is that it's a blanket term for unknown bowel issues, and doctors don't really know the cause or cure for it, with each case varying in symptoms and severity. However, new inclusive studies have found that IBS may actually be a direct trigger by the immune system in response to stress. In fact, according to a study done by the Anxiety and Depression Association of America, approximately 50 to 90% of people who were diagnosed with IBS symptoms also had an underlying mental health condition such as anxiety, depression, or chronic stress. So, if your mental health issues are beginning to become physical, you may be heading towards a nervous breakdown. Number 3. You stop caring how you look. You look good. You feel good. We've all heard it before. However, is the opposite of that statement also true? Well, sort of. Neglecting basic self-care and hygiene is a clear sign of some type of mental distress, and it can creep up slowly, without the person really realizing that they temporarily let themselves go. Skipping basic hygiene habits like showering, brushing your teeth are a given that something is going on. Yet it's not always just skipping out on the bare minimum. Even simple things like no longer caring about the things you used to, such as how you style your hair, picking out outfits, or doing your makeup. Prolonged stress takes a toll on the mind and body, leading to feeling defeated and lethargic. This not only sucks the happiness and motivation from the individual, but it has them choose between the necessities to get through the day and the things they once enjoyed, because they don't feel like they have the energy to do it all. Number 4. You have closed-off posture. Body language and posture can communicate a lot about a person and how they're feeling, including their mental state. According to neurologist and psychiatrist Dr. Merrill, when people adopt a protective stance with non-verbal gestures such as having their arms crossed, slouching shoulders, looking down, or facing away, it clearly shows they are feeling defensive and withdrawn. This can become a tricky cycle when people see the projection of someone's mental state through body language and choose to avoid approaching them altogether, leading to more stress and defensiveness. Number 5. You have sleeping problems. Insomnia and stress go hand in hand, so prolonged or sudden insomnia can be a sure sign of a nervous breakdown. Stress and everything that comes with it leads to anxiety, making it so that you can't ever fully relax. So, with the inability to fully relax, the constant distraction of thoughts racing through our minds, it makes it almost impossible to get a good night's sleep. Lack of a good night's sleep means little to no rest or rejuvenation for your body to be able to recover from the constant stress of the day. And so, the toxic cycle begins. Fatigue causes stress, which then causes more stress and more fatigue. Not to mention, lack of sleep will leak into other areas of chronic stress that we've mentioned, such as not having the energy to maintain hygiene, inability to concentrate, wacky eating patterns, and so on. Number 6. You can't concentrate. Stress isn't the enemy entirely. In fact, the hormones released during a time of short-term stress can actually be beneficial by temporarily boosting brain power to enhance memory storage and improve concentration. Long-term chronic stress, on the other hand, can make it extremely difficult to block out external distractions, which affect your overall focus. In fact, according to a study published in the American Journal of Psychiatry, in extreme cases, excessive amounts of cortisol, the main stress hormone, can actually lead to memory loss. So if you're constantly distracted by stressful thoughts or emotions to the point of losing focus at work, at home, while driving, and so on, it's time to check in with yourself and ask how much stress you really are facing, because you very well may be heading for a nervous breakdown. And number 7, you feel overwhelmed with dread and worry. Dread and worry are at the forefront of anyone's mind who is on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Most of the time, the individual struggling with chronic stress or despair is oblivious to what it is actually that they're worrying about, and the source of stress may change from day to day. Stress has a way of making the smallest of issues seem detrimental, causing constant worry and doubt the things that will work, especially if you're in a constant fight or flight mode. This overwhelming dread and worry stems from the feeling of loss of control and a sense of hopelessness. It's the feeling of no longer believing in yourself when you say everything's going to be okay. Well, we're here to tell you that everything is going to be okay. And this is the call to quit avoiding the signs that you're struggling and ask for some support. So psychos, tell us in the comments below if you feel you may be on the verge of a nervous breakdown. Also, don't forget to leave us a like, share this video with your friends, and also subscribe to our channel for more psycho videos.